Namaskar, welcome to Vision of Asia, a voice of the community. I'm Ashok Vyas. On ITV Gold, in this edition of Vision of Asia, we have glimpses of swearing-in ceremony of Edison Education Board. We will have some glimpses of Bollywood buzz where today you will be meeting Madhur Bhandarkar, and what he has to say, we'll have that in the end of today's Vision of Asia. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these short messages. Edison's Education Board this year also have Indian Americans visible and contributing with dedication. Biral Patel was also the one who was sworn in today at Edison Education Board. Here's the report.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Biral Patel.
I, Biral Patel.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I possess.
That I possess.
The qualifications prescribed by law.
The qualifications prescribed by law.
For the office of member of a Board of Education.
For the office of member of the Board of Education.
That I am not disqualified.
That I am not disqualified.
As a voter.
As a voter.
Pursuant to RS 1914-1.
Pursuant to RS 1941.
Now, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime.
Nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime.
Or offense.
Or offense.
Listed in New Jersey statutes.
In New Jersey statutes.
18:12-1.
18:12-1.
And that I will faithfully.
And that I will faithfully.
Impartially. And justly. Perform all the duties. Of that office. According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Repeat after me. I, Douglas Schneider.
I, Douglas Schneider,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the same.
to the same
And to the governments established.
and to the governments established
In the United
in
States.
the United States
And in this state.
and in this state,
Under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I, Douglas Schneider.
I, Douglas Schneider,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I possess the qualifications.
that I possess the qualifications
Prescribed by law.
prescribed by law
For the office of member of a Board of Education.
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
And that I am not disqualified.
and that I am not disqualified
As a voter.
as a voter
Pursuant to RS 19:41.
pursuant to RS 19:41,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to conviction of a crime
due to conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed
listed
in NJSA 18:12:1,
in NJSA 18:41,
12-1,
12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all of the duties
of that office
of this office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and with true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I, Brian Rivera,
I, Brian Rivera,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
and that I'm not disqualified
and am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant to RS 19:41. Pursuant
pursuant
to
to
RS 19:4-1,
RS 1941-41-4-1,
4-1, nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to conviction of a crime
conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed
listed
in NJSA
in NJSA
18:12-1,
18:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Bollywood is key to most of our discussions, and many reference points somewhere takes us to film stars or directors. Madhur Bhandarkar is known to have made meaningful cinemas like Fashion and other films which brought attention towards areas which are sensitive and controversial. He succeeded in bringing commercialism and realism together through his films. Madhur Bhandarkar was caught at airport by our camera. Here is Bhandarkar's voice in today's Bollywood buzz.
2022, what are your expectations of this year?
वेल 2022 के लिए सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं नए साल नए वर्ष के लिए, और मैं चाहूँगा कि जितना जल्द हो सके ये कोरोना जो है वो ख़त्म हो जाए और जो ज़िंदगी जब नॉर्मल बेस पे चले, दैट व्हाट आई फील सो, एंड प्रे फॉर एवरीबॉडी, पीस, सक्सेस, प्रॉस्पेरिटी हमारे देश के लिए, सबके लिए मैं यही, और गुड हेल्थ सबके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, ताकि रोज़मर्रा की जो अपनी ज़िंदगी है, लाइफ है, वो नॉर्मल तरीके से चल पाए।
टॉकिंग अबाउट फिल्म के लिए, हाँ, रिलीज क्या है वो, बड़े प्लान?
देखिए, रिलीज़ के लिए तो ऐसा है कि मुश्किल है अभी, तो जिस तरह से थिएटर्स बंद होते जा रहे हैं, कलेक्शंस कम होते जा रही है, तो दैट इज़ वेरी सैड फॉर द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री, और बहुत से फिल्म मेकर्स के लिए भी। अब थिएटर्स काफ़ी बंद हो चुके हैं, तो पता नहीं कब तक हम लोग को, जब प्रोटोकॉल जो है रेगुलर जो है वो अभी जो चालू है कि 50% कैपेसिटी, कई जगह तो थिएटर बंद भी कर दिए हैं, तो जब वो नॉर्मल होगी, मेरे ख्याल से मार्च से पहले मुझे नहीं लगता कि कुछ परिवर्तन आता। कहीं से बड़ी बड़ी पिक्चरें पोस्टपोन की, मेरी खुद की इंडिया लॉकडाउन, मैंने सोचा था हम लोग जस्ट कंटेम्पलेटिंग कैसे रिलीज़ करना है बोल के, हम लोग अभी जनवरी में डिसाइड ही करने वाले थे, और सडनली लॉकडाउन लग गया, तो फिर एवरीथिंग इज़ बीन बीच में हो गया, अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या होता है। एवरी डेट हैज़ टू बी वर्कड आउट, फिर से शूटिंग की भी देखना पड़ेगा क्या है, कई जगह हर स्टेट में प्रोटोकॉल अलग अलग है, और तो मुश्किल लग रहा है। मुझे नहीं लगता मार्च अप्रैल से पहले कुछ मेरे ख्याल से बोलते हैं ना, कॉन्क्रीट डिसीजन पे आएंगे।
सर ऑल्दो 83 being a marvelous film लेकिन लॉसेस में चल रहे हैं
नहीं, मुझे इसका आइडिया नहीं है, लेकिन जितने भी लोगों ने कहा है, तारीफ़ की है पिक्चर की। हालांकि अभी जितनी पिक्चरें जो बहुत ही अच्छी चल रही है, स्पाइडरमैन भी चल रही है, पुष्पा भी चल रही है, इट्स अ गुड साइन फॉर द इंडस्ट्री। लेकिन फ़िलहाल जो सिचुएशन है आज की तारीख में हम बात करेंगे कि जो जिस तरह से कि इंडस्ट्री में सडनली एक जो हॉल्ट आया है थिएटर की तरफ से, जो पब्लिक भी डर रही है थिएटर में जाने। मुझे कई मेरे फ्रेंड्स रिश्तेदार हैं कह रहे हम तो डर रहे, हम बाहर नहीं जा रहे। न्यू ईयर भी आपने देखा बहुत ही ठंडा था, एवरीबडी वॉज इन द होम एंड अपने ग्रुप्स के साथ ही थे। तो ये थोड़ा सा मेरे ख्याल से मार्च तक का ये आएगा, और अगर वेरिएंट जो है इसका ज़्यादा फेटल नहीं है तो थिंग्स विल बी नॉर्मल, और मेरे ख्याल से विल बी बैक टू द पोजीशन और नॉर्मल चल जाएगी।
मैसेज टू ऑल हमारे ऑडियंस के लिए, लोगों के लिए कि थोड़ा प्रिकॉशन नहीं है,
बस प्रिकॉशन लिए, वही मैं बोला सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग रखे जितना हो सके, कोशिश तो वही होती है हम सब के लिए। और मेरे ख्याल से आई होप कि 2022 जो एक 19 से शुरू हो गया है, ये 2019 से शुरू हुआ है, किस तरह से कोरोना का वर्ल्ड ओवर है। और मैं यही कहूँगा कि प्रार्थना करूँगा सबसे कि भाई जितना हो सके ख़त्म हो जाए और नॉर्मल ज़िंदगी हमारी है। आम आदमी इसमें पिसता है, कई ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके रोज़ वाले जो काम करते हैं, उनके डेली वेजेस वाले हैं, फिर हमारे इंडस्ट्री के टेक्नीशियंस हैं, कई लोगों को प्रॉब्लम आती है, पैसे के लिए दिक्कत आती है, तो मुश्किल होता है। तो मैं यही चाहूँगा कि बस हम अपने प्रिकॉशन रखें और डिस्टेंस रखें, और अपने जितना अगर काम हो तो ही बाहर निकले, तो ना निकले। मैं यही बोलूँ। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
The fact that during the COVID times that there were so many people who were stranded, who were coming in from other areas into Patna, because being a city, they're leaving jobs and coming in, and they had no food to eat. They were stranded from various places. So Asta Charity was actually deviated from its main work and started serving and cooking food and delivering food to people. When the COVID really hit, there were people who were suffering in COVID in the villages, and those were transported to the main hospitals in Patna. While they were being treated in the hospitals, the families who came in from villages were unable to meet their beloved ones who were admitted in the hospitals. With that in mind, the families were actually stranded outside the hospitals throughout the city, and Asta Charitable, who's run by Dr. Umashankar Sinha, he did a wonderful job of delivering food to these families, hot food, cooked food, and getting them into their lots and all, things like that. And the support that was provided was actually through Archana, my wife also. She donated through her personal thing towards this food, and then we had through Gandhian Society we did all that. But in order for the delivery of help to people who are stranded in villages and who needed to be going into Patna for treatment in the various hospitals, you require transport. So there was a problem, a logistic problem of getting them there. How are you going to get them? The transport that they had, that suffered. It got, during the floods, that got the cars were, flooded, and they were unable to do that. Because of our help and the ambulance, then now they actually can transport people from the villages to the hospitals. And although the COVID has died down a bit and now it's sprung up again, the ambulance itself will be such a tremendous help for them to transport to the various, if needed. But meanwhile, there are also actually, when that is not really an urgent need, there are medical supplies from Patna can be transferred to the villages, and medical supplies can be done.
We have a couple of projects, but I think our most ambitious project is the museum project. We want to have youngsters like this be involved in propagating and taking up the vision of one of the greatest Indians that ever lived amongst us. If we are able to do that, if we are able to get the second generation involved in this mission, I think it would be a huge success for all of us. One more thing I just have had a suggestion was Butalaji. The other day I got an email from a gentleman who said that the Gandhian diet, बापूजी जो खाना खाते थे, वो उसके ऊपर रिसर्च करा है उसने. He was willing to share it with us.
Yeah, that is also published.
And it is very healthy. Bapuji had some great thoughts, right from different subjects, and one of his was diet. He did a lot of research on that. If you are able to take that research that he did and give it to the senior citizens here, give it to our elderly people here, share it with that, I think it would be great. It will be propagating his ideals and giving them a better, lifestyle and better health. And this is one of the small ways that we can do to propagate his ideals. Today morning, I had the inaugural ceremony of my local mayor and councilman for whom we all worked.
Parsipeni, right?
Parsipeni. And Butalaji had given me a couple of Gandhi statues in the past. And I went and gave it to Mayor because I campaigned for him, the community campaigned for him. I said, Mayor, I want you to do me a favor. I'll give you the statue. Will you put it on your desk because it represents the core values of the Indian American community and our country? He said, yes, with all humility and with all pride, I'll do that. So if you are able to do these small things, I think the tempo will build up and we can take the message forward. And about the diet, Gandhian diet, I think we should take it to the senior citizens, Butalaji,
Okay.
and have classes, 1-2 hours classes.
Otherwise, I will send to senior.
Or we can take help from our experts, the Gandhi people, the Gandhi Trust in India.
That's really required because
And it will be very helpful. Because Gandhi, amongst the many things that he stood for, one of the thing was his diet, which is very healthy. So, having said that, thank you so much for this opportunity, Mahesh.
I'm sorry, I could not talk, but I can explain little bit. Right now, with the help of Varsaji, we are giving with the Kolhapur one ambulance. In memory of Sunil's mother, right? Am I right? Sunil's mother, right? And the second ambulance I am going to in Rajasthan, which is just coming on the, and that also I am going in the memory of my brother, Chandravadan Butala. Third project is we are collecting 500 winter clothes and we are distributing some of the poorest area in America. In New Jersey or New York, I don't know, that we have to decide.
It has to start somewhere, and we have started. You have started a very noble charity organization, and hopefully it will go further up and up. And people should be very honestly talking to their colleagues, their friends. We have to, like when we meet people, we have to also discuss these things. What is the problem in our country? What is the people, and our kids, like you, it's very nice that you came again and you're very active. Like all our kids has to be made aware of all these things. What is going on? Who were our nation builders, and why we should not work on our children's character? And like when I was growing up, I really felt the girls needs to be taught domestic science very well, because most of the girls there, they do not know how to raise a kid and they give birth to child. So these are the basic problems. So in the field of disability, nothing much has been done, but lately government has started this national trust and they are doing. So when we went there, we met these people. They are very hardworking, they are very dedicated people, and no matter whatever is going on, they are very focused. They are very centric to this problem of these people. So I'm very happy, and I think we are very fortunate that we united with them during the time of COVID, because he was during the time of COVID, his focus was totally different. He was doing most of the things for patients who were suffering from COVID and their relatives, because some people didn't even have money for the funeral and cremation during that time. And I got to know him during that time, and I just associated myself with him, and I feel blessed to be associated with people like him. And I should thank you Gandhian Society for helping him, helping my home state, and I will be doing as much as you guys can ask and I can do.
Like everybody else said before, I completely agree with the Gandhian philosophy, and I think it's extremely important for the youth to get involved now. But nowadays I've seen that a lot of like Indian American youth in this country aren't really aware of the problems that people in India are facing. And I think if people like us and you guys don't like educate youth about it, the cycle will kind of continue, and after a point youth will not have any sort of connection or ties to their home country after a point. So I think it's very important for us to educate youth and like involve them in this whole process. It might be difficult at first to explain things to them. They might be hesitant to like really put in the effort to understand what's happening in India, but I think if we give it a try, eventually it'll be worth it, and we'll all give back to our country one day in some form or the other.
Talk less, but I'm happy to be here. I have met a lot of great people here, and they want to give back to the community and society to do something. I know we are grateful here. I mean, we are in America, right? We are all having a happy life, but we have to, always, do good things to society. That's what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
With that, time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia, but also time to recollect. You can be with us by being our friend all the time on our Facebook page. Do subscribe to ITV Gold's YouTube channel and keep writing events@itvgold.com. Stay safe, stay well. Thanks for joining us. This is Ashok Vyas. Namaste.